Hello everyone, it's Tanny Games here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here with a video basically going over 5 items you might have missed from the showcase we had yesterday for Disney Dreamlight Valley. Oh my gosh, it was an absolute banger of a showcase. It was so good. They revealed so much, and I am going to do another video a bit later on breaking down sort of all the finer points, so basically going over what we went in the showcase stream, but with a bit more thought on it. So now that I've had a bit of time to rest, obviously, but also do a bit of time for research, I have a couple of ideas about some of the things we noticed. So that's going to be a more concise and in-depth video, but this is just going to be a short and sweet one of 5 things that you might have missed when the showcase was happening, and I think they're pretty cool. So we're going to start off with item 1, which is the pine cone forageable. So I accidentally kept calling these like an acorn in the showcase. I have no idea why I kept calling it an acorn. Clearly my brain was too overwhelmed. But yeah, we did see some pinecone forageables. We actually saw them at a couple of points in the showcase. We saw them actually when our character was kind of like digging in the... I'm going to have to remember what they're called. The bind? No, ever after. Oh my gosh, I'll get used to the names of the new biomes eventually. But we also saw them, and this was the first point that I saw them actually. I had missed them the first time, was actually they were placed on a table. Now I am curious like what we're going to do with these pine cones. Are they going to drop from trees like wood does, and will we be able to craft items with them? Or are they going to be more like the herbs that grow in the valley, you know, the basil and stuff like that? And do we use them in recipes? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do we think we're going to use this more as a craftable item or a recipe item? Now, the next item is the Sorcerer Mickey poster. Now, shout out to... Brainseer for this, because this was something that I technically did miss myself, and this was shown in the trailer, and basically this Sorcerer Mickey poster is a puzzle that we can solve. So in this new update we do get almost like a new game where basically we have like almost like a jigsaw puzzle or like a torn tapestry or something, and we have to kind of like put it back together. And when they talk in the showcase about these, the ones that they show is a Brave themed one, a Sleeping Beauty themed one, and a Hercules themed one. So they're all ones relevant to this new DLC. So it's interesting that they then also showed Sorcerer Mickey. Now I feel like we're going to have quite a wide collection of these to solve, so I'm sure there's going to be some for the base game characters and things like that. But I do wonder if the fact that they specifically showed the Sorcerer Mickey one is kind of like a hidden hint that potentially at the end of this DLC we might get a Sorcerer Mickey skin. We did obviously get the Steamboat Willie skin with the Rift in Time DLC, so I am really sold on this idea that we might get a Sorcerer Mickey skin. I'm not giving up on this idea. I'm not giving up. We have to get it. So I wonder if, like I said, if that is a secret hidden nod to us potentially getting that skin. Now the third blink and you'll miss it item is the partner statue, which we did point this out in our stream, and I was a bit like, excuse me? Excuse me? Okay, so we do have the partner statue in game, but we know the partner statue comes on a pedestal, whereas when we saw it in the showcase, it had no pedestal. Now I don't think this means we're getting a new partner statue item. I just think it's one of those Gameloft things where they've used like a render of an item, put it in, and not actually giving it any thought. Obviously, we know there's a wide team that works on the game, and there's possibly some of those team members and things like that that just aren't as interested maybe in the game, or maybe don't play it. I don't know. I can't say for certain. But perhaps they added it in, like they have a list of assets and they just put it in as decor and didn't realise that they were putting it in and it doesn't have the base attached to it. I don't know. Like I said, I can't say for certain. I don't think, like I said, I don't think the partner statue is getting a redesign or we're getting a new item. I think it's just an error in the display of it. But I thought it was quite a funny thing to see it without its base. You know, we've seen odd occurrences in other trailers before, you know. The Frozen house, the original Frozen house, shows up quite a bit in various trailers and things like that, which it doesn't look like that. It's all frosty and stuff like that, whereas we see a sort of more woodland style house. So yeah, I just think it's a little inaccuracy, but I did want to point it out because it was quite a funny moment. Now for our fourth item, it does look like we might get a bit of a food update with the base game in December. So I wanted to point this out because obviously it's nice to know that the base game isn't kind of forgotten and we're getting extra things for that as well. I mean, we are getting quite a lot of updates for the base game in terms of the floating islands and stuff like that. But we do see during the showcase, we see some Nightmare Before Christmas biscuits with Jack Skellington's face on them. Now, that could be just like an added recipe, or it could potentially be added as part of a quest line with Sally. We do know that there is like a date night quest line with Sally, so perhaps we bake some sweet treats for Jack as part of that quest line. I'm not entirely sure, but it is cute to see. I do like that they add, you know, additional recipes and things like that to the base game. Obviously, we expect a lot of new recipes when it comes to the DLC because we do get new items, but it was nice to see something added to the base game and things like that because when we saw a preview of Sally and we saw some of her friendship quest items, I was a little bit disappointed that some of those items are technically already in game. And I was kind of hoping they might be more Scrooge shop items. Now, it's possible they could be, but just the way they allude to it in the showcase, I think those items are going to be her friendship reward items. But yeah, it was definitely kind of like, excuse me? These need to be Scrooge shop items, not friendship reward items. They've been in the game so long. Just put it in the Scrooge shop. I know it probably doesn't matter whether it's a friendship reward or a Scrooge shop, but I like to see new items come to the game with the friendship rewards. And it does look like we're getting some great ones with Sally. But yeah, that was just something that I noticed. We're getting like some cute little biscuits for the Nightmare Before Christmas. I kind of hope we get some other recipes as well. That would be kind of nice, like especially with Christmas, maybe we get some Christmas themed recipes. I don't know. It might be a bit too much of a stretch to ask for, but I'm hoping. And our last and final point is something that we noticed technically before the showcase even began. Now, the beginning of the showcase for us on stream was very hype. We spotted the website had updated before the showcase began, so we were freaking out about the character reveals before the showcase even started. And then, not only that, but during the preview, the countdown, as Scrooge's shop approached, I said, let's look in Scrooge's shop to see if there's something new. And there was. In fact, specifically, there were 2 new items. The first was what appeared to be a full character outfit. And when I saw it, we immediately, well, not immediately actually, we worked out and tied it to Raya, which was absolutely amazing. I was just like, oh my gosh, like I wasn't expecting that kind of thing. It was a real big surprise, but it was very cool to see a brand new clothing item. But then also on the left side of the Scrooge shop, there is another clothing item that's new. It's a much more cottagecore kind of style dress. I have been scrolling through countless pictures of Disney characters to try and work out who this dress is tied to. I was thinking, could it be Bo Peep, because like the cottagecore elements of it, but no, the style's totally different. I was like, okay, think of older times, and I was like looking at Wendy, I was looking at Elonwy, but they all have longer dresses. So I was like, who could this be tied to? And ultimately, I've come to the conclusion it is not tied to anyone. No one owns this dress, and I think it just means that we are getting a base game sort of update of new dress and clothing styles coming to the game, which I am hoping and praying for, because we need more clothing. We need a lot of basic clothing as well. It's something that I've petitioned for like the longest time, that we just get some basics. Like, we don't own a simple plain white t-shirt. The only way you can do that is if you customize it in Touch of Magic. But then, can you use that in Dream Snaps? No, you cannot. And whilst they have that limitation to not use Touch of Magic items in Dream Snaps, they really need to give us more basics. The fact that we don't have a simple white skirt or a white t-shirt is criminal at this point, and really shouldn't be overlooked or missed, to be honest. And yeah, it does absolutely drive me up the wall. It's my one pet peeve. Gameloft, please take note. Please give us our basics. Thank you. But yeah, it was nice to see some new clothing items featured in the Scrooge store. Because yeah, I personally feel that we need a big clothing update, and it was nice to see an actual reference as well to a Disney character, because we do have some of the Disney character clothing options, and I hope this is an indicator that it is coming to the Scrooge store and that it's not going to be a premium item, because if they then put Raya's outfit in the premium shop, I am going to be raging. You cannot show it to me in the Scrooge shop and then suddenly whack it in the premium shop. Nah, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. But yeah, that was pretty cool to see. So yeah, these are my 5 items, my 5 blink and you'll miss it items that I spotted in the showcase. If there's any small details that you spotted that weren't talked about in the showcase, let me know in the comments down below. Let's have a chat about them. Let's discuss. As I said, I am going to do a full breakdown going over the little things that we did see in the showcase. You know, some things that were talked about and mentioned. There's a lot of recipes shown in the showcase, which I'm gonna break down, because I think we can work out what type of fruit and veg are coming that weren't mentioned and stuff like that. So I definitely do want to kind of have a talk about it. You know, we can discuss all the different things that we see and stuff like that. But yeah, what a brilliant showcase. I really enjoyed it, and I'm sure you all did too. And as I said, if there's any little hidden details that you also spotted, share them in the comments below. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Do take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys!